Peace, family. Let me start by saying woman, child, and man, cosmos, and earth, eternal light. Each one, reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. It's been a long time since I showed my face, and it still may be a long time. So you may get this 3 months down the line. Who knows? However, I wanted to share this with you because I just had a current incident happen, and I didn't feel the need to pull the camera out because, I don't know, I just wasn't thinking until now. So that being said, I wanted to acknowledge a issue that many people I know deal with, but don't talk about. So have y'all ever had a situation, right, where you, as you are doing what you normally do, right, just expressing yourself, whether it's going to work, you know what I'm saying, being in a relationship, basically society sees you as how you are doing what you do. So basically you have an impression on certain people, which makes sense, right? So since you have an impression on people, right, they already have an understanding of who you are. Now, whether that person is you or not, that's cool. But you know who you are. So let's say however society sees you is how, society is how you see yourself. So however society sees you is kind of like coordinating or resonating with how you see yourself. So let's go with that. So being that is, as you are being yourself, right, you've had encounters, right? And I know there's people that's dealt with this before. You've had encounters with individuals that you don't know. And they brought forth some form of, dislike, towards you about something that you do, something that you already did. And some people will say, you know what? Why do they matter? Just ignore it and keep moving forward. For me, and it's not about like addressing it, either. It's more so just like, with this being said, I'm curious how do we deal with it? Because addressing it, right, seems like that's too much. Ignoring it seems like too little. So I'm like genuinely curious, how does one deal with such things? Now, for me, if it came down to me personally, right, whenever somebody carries that type of energy towards me, it depends on the situation, right? So I can give y'all more detail how this came to be. So long story short, there was a friend, right, that had a friend that would talk to her. So I was friends with this female friend. This female friend that I was friends with this female friend of the female friend that I was friends with. Let me get this right. The female friend that I was friends with, I flirted with, right? But it was like a friendly, joking flirt. Like, hey, you look good today, girl, something like that. And unbeknownst to me, her daughter showing a sense of hatred or dislike towards me from doing that. Now, here's where it gets awkward. It was done months after I've done such activity. So to me, I'm already like, and mind you, I don't communicate with this person consistently. So that kind of threw me off, right? But it made me wonder, when that happened, I'm just like, why so later? You feel me? Type shit. Why later? Why like that? So, I mean, who am I to be the guy? Who am I to be the guy to understand why at the time that it was? But I ask myself these type of questions because it just don't make sense. Why do these type of people, like after all this time, you bring it up? And what sucks is that I can't even have a genuine, cordial conversation with the individual because even in that, they're still frustrated. So I ask myself, like, why are you mad, gang? What are you, you know what I'm saying? What's really going on? And I ask this to y'all because I can't speak to the individual because their demeanor shown that they're still in their feelings and they're emotional about it. And I'm assuming it's because they're younger, right? But I'm assuming this daughter doesn't know me whatsoever, so I'm not going to take it offensive. But this is my personal opinion. I ask y'all how y'all deal with it. I'm considering the situation, right? This was months later. I made a comment and now it's being addressed. So to me, it's like, come on, man, but hey, who am I to be the guy to tell y'all why? I just asked, maybe y'all can help me understand. That being said, Peace, power, love, and light unto you and all that you do. Ashe, Ishe, Ashe. These things happen to all of us, but what do we do collectively when these issues happen? Because we need to grow as a family, as a unit, as a people, as a culture. We need to grow. So, again, who am I to tell y'all why? But maybe we can all come together with some type of solution. That being said,